What's up, you guys? Slim here, Team Symmetry, here to bring you guys a much awaited deck profile. Like I told you guys earlier today on Facebook, I would be doing a Malefic deck profile as well as a Hero Lives deck profile. Malefic I have been testing for a while, and personally I don't think it's at its best yet. I feel that some card choices are better than others. I feel that Gadgetron may not be as effective as it used to be. I've heard a lot of different things from a lot of different people, and I've been experimenting with a lot of cards like Card D. I've been experimenting with Photon Thrasher. I've been experimenting with a lot of cards, and currently I just have not found a build that I like. Like, I miss the old build. I miss the way that Malefic used to run. It was so simple. So now I'm wondering if simple is actually the answer. So I'm reverting back to the simple build of Malefic and trying to test that out with a couple tweaks, a couple changes. But in the meantime, I was able to pick up and acquire all the Hero Lives version of Elemental Heroes. And I chose this build over Standard Hero because Standard Hero is, I mean, you've all seen it before. Aliases, the Stratos, the Thunder Kings, the random Endymion or whatever else, and it's generic. There's sparks, there's dualities, there's all that stuff. There's nothing really new. There's nothing that really will take you by surprise. And I felt that that build is good. Don't get me wrong. It topped Toronto. Sean Montague brought it to a top. His build was excellent. I really actually enjoyed his build. With the two main deck maxis, I think that was a really good meta call. I felt his trap lineup was amazing. But I also thought to myself, the reason why those decks have problems is that they lose to speed. They lose to what kind of sucks, is that if a deck is faster than you and gets to their pieces before you, they're going to win, because they're in a winning position. So it made me think that if I'm going to run heroes, being the player that I am, I ran Dark World, I ran Turbo, I ran Rabbit, which was a pretty, for the most part, pretty speedy deck. I've run decks that rely on speed. They rely on getting to what they need to set up their plays. I don't like running slow decks. I feel that slow decks, even if they are control-based, can fall by the wayside because you just won't draw to your pieces. I wanted a build that I felt could get to my pieces, could get my OTK off, and could win me the game fast. And that's exactly what I came through with this build. This build I found on the OCG website, shriektoday.net. I tweaked it a little bit because I didn't have some of the cards they had. Like I said, I don't have, unfortunately, a Shockmaster. That thing is like 80 bucks right now. It's like impossible to find, so bear with me. And also, I wasn't able to find, what is it? I wasn't able to find this level 4 fusion called Kabbalah Warrior, whatever it's called, but it's a level 4, I believe it's Earth, and it's a Warrior. You'll see in the deck profile why I run that card as well. So anyways, I wasted enough of your guys' time. I hope you guys bared with me with this just for a couple explanations. I'm just going to get through the deck. I'll explain a couple things that they need to be explained, but we're just going to get into this. This is Hero Lives, the Turbo version, for September for this new format. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and bear with me. I'm not a Hero player, so this is the first version of Heroes I've really picked up in a long time, so I just hope you guys enjoy it. Alright, you guys, so here we are with the profile. We're just going to get into it really quickly. The monster line is very small. We start with 3 Card D. The reason why I'm running Card D is that I feel that a Turbo deck needs to be able to draw to what it needs. Card D does just that. Card D eliminates it eliminates cards like Gemini Spark. It eliminates cards that you have to combo with other cards. This card is very simple. You summon it. If it goes off, you draw 2 cards. You're basically setting up for your OTK. Anything that can help you get to your OTK faster is really good. Some people run 2. I like 3 just because I do like Card D later in the game, because I feel that a top deck Card D is better than not having anything, and I feel that if your opponent can't OTK you, you can hopefully draw to the cards that let you OTK them. So 3 was definitely something that attracted me to the deck. We also run 3 Bubble Man. Bubble Man is probably the best monster in the deck because This card, you guys know, if you don't have any cards in your hand, you can special summon this. There's so many combos you can do with this card that it's broken, and that being a level 4, it works really well. Also, if you happen to top deck it with no other cards in play or in your hand, you can draw 2. That doesn't happen a lot, but if you do use a Hero Lives on this card, you do get to draw 2 cards, because it says if the card was special summoned successfully, that you're able to draw 2 cards. So this card is just really good, and that's, I guess, like the difference from basic hero is that it runs Bubble Man. And these are actually the Elemental Hero Bubble Kids, because these 3 actually belong to my friend Calvin the Kid, who was able to swap me his for the video, because I wanted to use his, because he's just really good with Bubble Man. So these are the Elemental Hero Bubble Kids. Of course, 1 Stratos, best monster in the deck. Everyone thinks it should have gotten banned. I don't agree. I think this card is great. And then just 1 Alias. Now, people are wondering, what the hell? Why only 1 Alias when you can run 3? I'm not running Gemini Spark. I'm not running Hero Blast. I'm not even running Super Poly in the main deck. I feel that 1 Alias is all you need. The reason being is that you can get this card back if you Miracle Fusion for it, if Shining goes to grave. You only need this to set up for your Blade Armor and your Excalibur plays. I found myself dead drawing multiple copies, could not combo them with anything, and I felt that 1 was just enough. And the OCG only is running 1, which shocked me at first. I was a disbeliever. I said, this doesn't make any sense. I tested the deck. This are all the monsters it needs. It runs literally 8 monsters. It runs 5 heroes and 3 Karkar-D. So that's the monster lineup. Into the spells. Of course, best card in the deck is 3 Miracle Fusion. This card is broken beyond words. You can Miracle with Karkar-D to make Gaia. I've made Gaia a lot to ensure my OTK. This card is just amazing. You guys already know that this card is beyond broken. One thing about the deck that is OTK based is that your problem is back row. Back row can be a real problem. So this deck fully utilizes as much back row removal as possible, and it comes in the form of 3 Night Beam and 3 MST. You basically wipe the field clean. You don't care what your opponent has. If you have to blind fire, you blind fire just to get rid of stuff. These cards single-handedly take care of all the problems that would appear on the field. And these cards are great. I like Night Beam a lot because you can Night Beam something that they could have chained like an MST or something, and it could screw up your plays. Or it could be something they could chain. Like in the Mirror Match, it could chain a Hero Blast or something. So I feel like Night Beam is just a really good card. It gets rid of a lot of pesky cards that they would otherwise negate or chain to MST. So these 6 cards are standard. And then another card that I actually really like in the deck is 3 Warrior Returning Alive. I originally was running 2, and then I upped it to 3 because I noticed once I go to my Excalibur play, if I Warrior Returning Alive, I can basically do my combos again. If I've made Excalibur off of Special Summons, off of Hero Lives, off of Bubble Man Summon, I can do it again. I can go Stratos again. I can go Bubble Man again. I can go into Blade Armor, and that's how you get the OTKs. You go Excalibur, Blade Armor, you win. So that was one of the OTKs that I did a lot of, and this card just really helped. This card helped me. I was able to top deck this and get back Stratos and go into Bubble Man and go into Blade Armor for games. So these cards are really good. I like 3 just for consistency. Of course, the deck is called Alive Heroes, so here they are, the 2 Hero Lives. The card was limited to 2. People don't know, you pay half your life points when you control no monsters. Remember that, you can't control any monsters, and then you special summon a hero from your deck. What you guys have to remember is that with the Hero Lives, you want to do it first, before you have any monsters in play, and then go off and do your Miracle Fusion and all your other plays. It'll definitely ensure your OTK, and people may say this is crazy to pay half your life points, but it really does ensure your OTK, so this card is definitely a staple in the deck, in this variant of the deck. Just 2 Potted Duality, since it's limited to 2, you have to run them. Self-explanatory. Same with the 2 E-Calls. They limited E-Call to 2. We were only ever running 2 E-Calls, so yeah. And then just the staples, 1 Monster Born, Heavy Storm, Dark Hole, Book of Moon, Rhoda, and 1 tech card that I noticed the OCG runs, and that's why I mentioned the Kabbalah Warrior, is an Instant Fusion. Now, people might wonder, why Instant Fusion? If you guys think about windups main Instant Fusion, or some versions of them do, to bring out a level 5 or a level 3 fusion for whatever the situation. Same rules apply. This time you bring out a level 4 Warrior, which I believe is, I don't even know how to pronounce it, you guys, Kalabala, and Warrior, but whatever that level 4 fusion is, the really old one, I think it was from LOB, this brings it out, and this helps your combos. This starts your combos. Like, if you only open with a Bubble Man and this, you can still go into Excalibur, you can still go into Blade Armor, so this card's just really good, and I like it. I didn't like it at first, and then I actually opened with it, and Bubble Man, and then I saw its true power, so this card's just really good. So that's it for the spells. You guys notice there's a lot of spells. It's like 26 spells, I think, so that's just a lot. But then on to the traps. Runs 3 Compulse. I think Compulse is the best trap in the deck. To get rid of pesky XYZs, to get rid of Reapers, Marshmallows, anything that would get in your way of OTKing, this card takes care of that. And then one, oh, there goes my phone, of course. And then one tech card that I'm running in this deck that I didn't fully agree with until I tested it is 3 Call of the Haunted. Now, people may wonder, why would you run 3 Call of the Haunted? The way I look at it is that if I can get them to Warning, Judgment, whatever my summon, and I can call it back, I win. If I can get Stratos in the grave, and just do plays with Excalibur and then call them back and then do it again, it ensures your OTK, and I think that's just amazing. That's what makes this deck's synergy so ridiculous, is that you will always have a monster on board and you will always have a way to make Blade Armor or Excalibur, so this card is just really good. And then the last 2 cards, one teched Phoenix Wing Blast. I saw this card in their deck. They were running 2. I could unfortunately only get 1, but I understand why they run it. It's a really good card in general. It really works well with Bubble Man and with Warrior Returning Alive and with Miracle Fusion. You can bounce their monster back to the top of their deck, and then you can Miracle Fusion or whatever. So this is a really good card. I'd probably run 2 if I could pick up another one, and then just 1 Solemn Judgment, because regardless of life points, you still need to be able to stop everything. On to the fusions, just really simple. We run 2 Shining, self-explanatory, and then it's the only one we run 2 of fusion-wise because it's the best monster. It goes up to 29, 32, depending on your grave. 1 Great Tornado, halves everything. The new Iscariato for Dark World and for Dark Decks, Tour Guide, stuff like that. For the Lagias and Dolkas, we have the Nova Master. For waters and stuff, you know, you gotta have 0. We're running this card, Ivishki Marrowgeist. This card, my friend gave me this to borrow. This is a really interesting card. I used it today to run over a Sangan, and Sangan does not search. This card reads that if this card, this is after damage calculation. If this card destroys the opponent's monster by battle, you can detach an XYZ and shuffle the destroyed monster into the opponent's deck into the graveyard. So I checked with a couple of my friends, and they said that, you know, you run into Sangan, they don't get the search because it goes back to the deck before the effect activates. So this card's really good. I only brought it out once, but I still consider it for all the rank 4s we can make. We run Utopia. I don't run Ray because I honestly just don't have the room. If I had the room, I'd probably run Ray, but I just don't have the room, and I don't mind control, and I really never make Utopia. It's very rare I'll make Utopia. 1 Maystroke. This card actually won me a game because I was able to book something that got in my way. Gemini Pearl is in there just because I guess it's another beater that helps with the OTK. And then, like I said, I can never build a deck and not include Pappy. Papal Imperative is just too good a card. This card just wins games. Calvin had a Battle Fader, and I used Papal Imperative to go over it for games, so this card just wins games. And then, I forgot Gaia, of course, Gaia. He goes back in the fusions, but Gaia for your Earth with your Kark-RDs. The 1 Heraldic Champion Excalibur. This is actually becoming one of my favorite cards to make. I think this card's amazing. I'd run 2 if I had the room, but room is very tight in this deck, so that's in there. And then 2 Blade Armor Ninjas. Now, if I had my chance, I would cut 1 Blade Armor Ninja and probably cut Gemini Pearl and possibly something else so that I could run Shockmaster, and so I could run I think that's it, actually. I think the only ones I really wanted to include were Shockmaster and what's that called? It's mostly Shockmaster and maybe a second Excalibur. I think Excalibur is a little bit better than Blade Armor, only by the fact that it goes up to 4,000. That's really big. Like, against Gores, I fell into Gores so many times today, and I felt that Excalibur was just really there, so card was really great. But honestly, you guys, I know a lot of people are going to say the monster count is so low, you know, you're only running in total 5 heroes. But these are honestly all you need, you guys. The Stratos, the Bubble Mans, 1 Alias, because all you're trying to do is get your Blade Armor, get your Excalibur, get your rank 4s out, and push for game. You're not running Spark, you don't need it. You run Night Beam. If you were to draw Gemini Spark, it's dead. If you draw Night Beam, it at least has a chance of being active. Same thing with Alias. If you draw multiple Alias, you can't summon them all. You only need to summon 1, and if they bottomless it, you can hopefully get it back when Shining goes to the grave or whatever. So these cards just really work in really good synergy with each other, and then the Kark-RDs are just there to draw what you need. So I feel that the deck has perfect synergy when it comes to that. The monster count may be low, but if you look at how the deck is run, you still have your Rhoda, you still have your 2 E-Calls, you still have your dualities, you have your Hero Lives, and you have ways of getting to your monsters. And then if they go to the graveyard and you can't Miracle, you need to get your combos off again to win, you have your 3 Warrior Returning Alive. They all work in perfect synergy with each other. And then this one little tech card really does make a difference. If I had the card, I'd show you, but you guys know Kabbalah Knight. I'll have an annotation below, but this card's just really good. So all these cards are pretty standard, and then back row removal is at its highest with 3 MST, 3 Night Beam. Reason being is, you're going to OTK, you want the back row gone, obviously. We don't have True Nade anymore. We only have Heavy Storm and MST, so Night Beam was just a really good call in this deck. But I feel that this deck overall has potential. I feel that some people may say that standard heroes is better, and you may be right. It may have a little bit better synergy, but if you're looking for a deck that can OTK your opponent and can overwhelm your opponent and can get past a lot of powerful cards and make Shockmaster and go for game, this is definitely the deck. I know people wanted to see heroes. This is the variant of heroes I like. Personally, I like OTKing my opponent. I like them being backed into a wall with no way out. I feel that that's how heroes should be run. They should really utilize as many cards as possible, and they should get their plays off without disruption. If they Valor you, cool. You go Rhoda, you go E-Call, you go whatever. If they Valor that Stratos, whatever. You have other ways of bringing it out. Call of the Haunted is an amazing card. I think this card is just beyond broken in the deck, and I love running 3 because you definitely have synergy with it. If I needed to, I would cut 1 just to go down to 2, but so far the 3 has been working just fine. You can OTK so fast with this card, so definitely a good meta call. And then as far as disrupting your opponent's plays, the Compulse put in work. You know what they do. They take care of the problem that's there. They get past Zenmains. They get past a lot of hard-to-deal-with cards, and that's just amazing, I think. So that's pretty much it, you guys. I feel that a Hero Lives Heroes is just a really good version of the deck. Now, it may not do as well with windups and everything running around, but I feel it's definitely worthy of trying. I feel that if people tweak the deck, they can really make it work for them. I personally just went off of what I saw, and I've just been experimenting with the deck. So let me know what you guys think. You know, thumbs up the video. 200 plus likes would be great. If you guys like the deck. If you didn't like the deck, you know, explain to me what you didn't like. Like I said, I'm not a hero advocate. I'm not someone who runs heroes all the time. But when I saw how this deck ran, I liked how it ran. I liked the synergy. I liked the ability of OTKing my opponent, and that is why I made the deck this way. And I feel that if you try it and give it a chance, you'll really enjoy it too. Your life points kind of matter, but when you're paying half with Solemn, half with Hero Lives, your points are going to be low, so you kind of do need to just fuck it and say go for game. And it completely stands for my whole philosophy of if you're backed against a corner and your only chance is to go for game, you take that chance. So this deck definitely symbolizes that, and that's why I built it the way I did. So let me know what you guys think. Thumbs up the video. Let me know how would you change the deck. Would you add monsters, take monsters away, spells and traps, whatever, and let me know what you think of some of the tech cards and what you think should be included in the deck. That's all I got to say, you guys. Thank you for, you know, watching the video, of course. I'll have Malefics done hopefully by the end of the week and have that profiled for you guys to watch over the weekend. So thumbs up the video. Let me know what you guys think. How would you change it? Comment below. And what do you think is the future of heroes? Do you think heroes are going to dominate, or are they unfortunately going to fall by the wayside like a lot of decks do and lose to windup? Because I don't think this deck will. I think this deck can, if they can't Magician Shark you turn 1 and get their field set up, you can win. So that's what I like about this deck. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you for watching.